Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, two questions. Change, what change? Next level, what next level? So these are the two questions that were put into Malam Buhari as he reappoints the same set of Malami that led Nigeria to the poverty capital of the world and virtually a war zone now, because effectively now Nigeria, the whole of the country, is effectively a war zone with the Fulani herdsmen waging war against the citizens of our country. So guys, I bring you this. President Buhari appoints SGF Chief of Staff. So he appoints his SGF and the Chief of Staff. So that's the headline. President Buhari appoints SGF and Chief of Staff. So now let's look at the body of the story. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the reappointment of Mr. Boss Mustapha as the Secretary to the Federal Government of Nigeria. Now you'll recall that the Secretary to the Federal Government of Nigeria was that guy, Babachir Lawal, the grass cutter, who was caught with his fingers in the tills, and then he was then stepped down. But then this Boss Mustapha is his immediate cousin, is his first cousin. So he's now appointed this guy to replace him in that spot, because of course that spot is his to have, but because of the shame of what he has done, he couldn't hold on. So Buhari rather just said, bring in your man and let him come and sit there. So this guy has now been reappointed, and then he has also reappointed Malam Abba Kyari as Chief of Staff COS to the President. So he has also appointed Malam Abba Kyari as Chief of Staff COS to the President. So now this Abba Kyari, of course, I think is his relative, and they go way back. I think is that his uncle or something. So it's a direct relative. So now you look at the names now. These are again the same set of names, the same Fulani names that has always carried through for the last 4 years. So both appointments take effect from May 29, 2018. This was contained in a statement released on Friday by his senior special assistant to the president on media, Mr. Garba Shehu. So statement released by Garba Shehu. So this is effectively the core team. So this is the first point of contact to the president. So these are the voices that the president will listen to first, because these are the people working with him directly daily. So the secretary to the federal government and his chief of staff, and they of course are his Fulani clansmen, which is now something we have come to expect from this Buhari. But it doesn't stop there. Let me bring you this second headline. Buhari approves appointment of personal staff. So those are government appointments, those first two. So these are now his personal staff that will attend to him on a day-to-day basis. So now let's have a read to see what the coloration is for this personal staff. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of his personal staff. This was disclosed in a statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, on Friday. According to the statement, the appointment takes effect from May 29. I'm not quite sure why they're doing this in June, because May 29 is already gone. So below now is the list of the people that have been appointed, and no surprises, but you will see, of course, where we're heading to with this story. So see list below. Mohammed Saki Abba, Senior Special Assistant to President, Household and Social Events. Number 2, Yahoo Shehu Darazo, Senior Special Assistant to President, Special Duties. Number 3, Dr. Suhab Sanusi Rafindadi, Personal Physician to the President. Number 4, Ambassador Lawal Kazuare, State Chief of Protocol. So that's number 5. No, that was number 4 rather. Number 5, Sabiu Yusuf, Special Assistant, Office of the President. Number 6, Saleh Yaguda. So Saleh rather Yuguda, Special Assistant Housekeeping. Number 7, Ahmed Mohamed Mayo, Special Assistant Finance and Administration. Number 8, Mohammed Sani, Special Assistant Special Duties, and on it goes. So now you now see, now you have a country rather as complex and as diverse as Nigeria, because we have over 250 ethnicity within the Nigerian space, and we have about 4 major ethnicity within the Nigerian space, and you have all of these voices competing for resources or for development. And this guy now that pretends to be the president of the country then surrounds himself not only with his own clansmen but people of his religion. So the first voices that influence him and the voices that he hears daily and that is most immediate to him are voices of his tribe and his religion. So what then is he able to glean from the Yorubas? How then does he know what the Yorubas are thinking when there's no Yoruba voice on the inside of the inside? How does he know what the Igbo man is thinking when there's no Igbo man on the inside of the inside? So effectively, the person that is going to be telling him what the Yoruba man and the Igbo man is thinking is this guy, this Abba Kwari guy. Abba Kwari is not a Yoruba man. He doesn't have a Yoruba name. He has never pretended to be Yoruba, and we don't really count him as one of us. So how is he then able to account to Malam Buhari on what the Yorubas want or feel or think? You know, so it's going to be second hand. So he's then going to send somebody to go and ask them that, go and ask that Oni guy, what is he thinking? So the person will then come and tell him, this is what the Oni boy is saying, the Oni guy is saying that he's thinking, and then he will go and tell Buhari that that Oni guy is saying this is what his people is thinking, and then Buhari will send Dongaris down to go and massacre the place. You know, this is the goings on. How does he know what the Igbo man is thinking? Is it the Rotimi Amechi that will tell him? No. Is it so when you surround yourself with solely the voices of your own tribe and religion, then really you can already tell the future direction of the next for the next 4 years in that country. We already know what is going to happen because they have signaled this. The people that took us from the top economy in Africa and one of the foremost economies, because there was a time that Nigeria was ranked along Brazil, Indonesia, etc. as one of the emerging markets. Not anymore now. We're poverty capital replacing India now with the volume of poverty that we have, and there's nothing that is showing in the horizon to relieve that poverty from the nation. So now when you then have these same voices that led that country to that point reappointed to carry on, then that is then a signal to us that Buhari actually approves of how these people have administered or have supported him, have advised him over the course of the last however many years, last 4 years that he has been there. So now this is now what is now going to be the future direction of the country. Is pretty much the same again. So I asked the question earlier on, change, what change? Next level, what next level? So now these are questions that we now need to put to our Malami president, Malam Buhari, to ask him exactly what this change and this next level thing actually means, because the Nigerian experience for the last 4 years has not been anything like a change for the good. It's actually been a change for the worse. Everything has worsened. The currency has collapsed against all major currencies. So now the naira is now is headed more in the direction of the Zimbabwean dollar than it is to having parity with the dollar. Remember when Buhari was coming in, he told us that he was going to make it 70 kobo to a naira, or 1 naira 20 to a naira, but now he's now doubled it in terms of negative. So that's that. There's poverty all over the land. People are just being killed with impunity. The whole country is just imploding, and is just regressing. The corruption is at an all-time record. There is no good report from anybody. The elections that was held has been the worst in the history of the country, according to all of the international observers. And what has led us to this point? The people that have led us to this point are this same set of people that this guy is now reappointing, because Boss Mustafa, of course, came in to replace his uncle Babachir Lawal, but Abba Kwari has always been there. He has been there from day one with Buhari, and he has supervised Buhari, he has superintended Buhari to lead this country to this point. And what is his reward for leading us to the poverty capital of the world? Is, well, it's a reappointment, isn't it? Because the dollars that he has collected over the last 4 years is not enough. So, but how would you surround yourself with people of your tribe and religion alone, and you are claiming to be in fair and just, in fairness and injustice, administering a country like Nigeria? I mean, these people are not even disguising what they are doing. We're effectively colonized. I've always said this, and I will always say this. We, the Yorubas, were colonized in our own state, in our own country, in our own domain, in our own dominion. We are colonized. We are colonized people in Yoruba land as it stands now. And they are going to bring Ruga settlement to come and take over your Obas and your leadership, because you remember what happened in Kwara State, in Ilorin, where they used to have Olu of Ilorin. Now they have Emir of Ilorin. So now we think it's a joke, but then the Oni of Ife will become the Saudana of Ife. Mark my words, because all of the structures are being put in place now. So by the time they install Ruga in Ile-Ife, and the Rugas overrun the palace of the Oni and install an Emir there, then that is the end, because the Oni, of course, is the hub of the Yoruba hegemony. So once they sweep that aside and install an Emir there, then that's the end, and the opening salvo is being fired with this one now that surrounded himself with 100% Malami and 100% his religion. So we all know what is going on, but we can continue to pretend and bury our heads in the sand. But I'm speaking up in my own little way. So conversations in the comment section. If you think I've misread this thing completely, then come disagree with me in the comment section. But if your thoughts are aligned with mine, then come share those thoughts with me in the comment section as well. Whatever you're thinking, let's hear about it in the comment section, which is where we have conversations on this channel.